Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who I am not affiliated with, but I do learn from. This is Yahawah here with another lesson. While today's topic is a pretty basic one, some Israelites still fail to grasp it, such as Deacon Porkbelly, who calls himself King David. We will be touching upon which foods are lawful and which foods are not lawful to be eating in our customs. Because on these shows, such as 600 Pound Life, you're going to see Jake and Eve absolutely fill their plates with the most abhorrent foods out there, from crab legs to pork bacon. And these Jakes still want a butter biscuit after all of that. Not only through, but shout out, man. Like, dude, not only do you eat horrible, unlawful food, but you overindulge in it to the point where you can't even comfortably get out of bed anymore. And with what's coming, you're not gonna want to be in that position, dude. So this is pretty much a little slide on the on the Levitical laws of Leviticus 11, Salakia, and these are basically some of the do's and don'ts of what we can eat within our nation. Phone chimed in. Leviticus 11:3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. The Father was very clear on that. And this next part, however, needed underlining. The swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Leviticus 11:7. Now let's delve into exactly what makes the swine, or the pig, unclean. The swine is an animal known to eat disgusting things. Carrion, human waste, and rotting garbage. Now let's look into the word carrion to see what that means. Carrion, the decaying flesh of dead animals. I will repeat that. The decaying, rotting flesh of dead animals. That is what the pig eats.
Look, it's fucking rotten, you fucking idiot. It's rotten.
And in addition to that, they eat human waste and rotting garbage. There's an expression, actually. You are what you eat. And not only will the pig eat anything itself, but it also carries a bunch of parasites on its own. The above picture to the top right shows just the pig legs filled with a bunch of parasites. Most of what's on this chart here I admittedly can't even pronounce, but we will look up a few of them. You can obviously see mange, lice, and flies. Here we have a Wikipedia article on Metastrongylus. It's a genus of nematodes of the family Metastrongylidae, usually found as lungworms and in pigs, and sometimes causing parasitic bronchitis. It causes a disease called metastrongylosis. Now if you click metastrongylosis on here, it leads you to this page, which reads, Metastrongylus species have a life cycle which involves earthworms as an immediate host. Pigs root for earthworms in soil and ingest their Metastrongylus larvae, which are infesting the earthworms. The larvae migrate to the lungs, Salakia, and cause the pig to cough and have difficulty breathing. And as shown here, the Metastrongylus is indeed located in the lungs. Next, let's go to the Stephanurus. Now, according to the Iowa State University website, the Stephanurus dentatus is yet another type of nematode or parasite. Stephanurus dentatus infection occurs only in swine. Although this parasite can still migrate to the human brain, all age groups, including fetuses, are susceptible. pigs raised in tropical or subtropical areas on moist, shaded pastures are often most infected. So that's yet another parasite that you're ingesting. We will next look into the trichuris. This is the last parasite on the pig that we will look into. Okay, so trichuris, often referred to as whipworms or the silent serpent, is a genus of parasitic helminths from the roundworm family Trichuridae. The name whipworm refers to the shape of the worm, which looks like whips with wider handles at the posterior end. This genus includes more than 70 species that infect the large intestine of their host. On this list, there are 2 types that infect cats, a type that infects pigs, mouse, dogs, and apparently a new species that infects monkeys. None of this is a lawful food. Now, if you click on the one for parasites, it says here that in adult pigs, infections with this parasite can cause diarrhea, anorexia, anemia, poor growth, dehydration, and emaciation. In younger pigs, it can cause dysentery, anemia, and death. Now, if all the parasites and diseases a pig has will not convince you to put that pork chop down, Jake, then I don't know what to tell you, dude. Now, in addition to everything I've listed on this slide, there is also the fact that pigs are unable to sweat and have to cool themselves by rolling around in mud. Do you really want to eat that? Deuteronomy 14:8, the father repeating himself. And the swine, because it divides the hoof yet chews not the cud, is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. To break it down further, let's say that you go to a local fast food place, like a diner or something. You order a burger, they decide to put bacon on it. Rather than just take the bacon off of it, you gotta throw the whole thing out, man. Because the bacon, the dead carcass of the pig, touched the patty. Now let's go into a different land animal, the mouse. Mice can cause hantavirus just by breathing the contaminated air, salmonellosis, leptospirosis, lymphatic chloriomeningitis, tularemia, oculoglandular disease. And yet here Eve is cooking them up and turning them into gumbo. Even by eating something a rat or mouse either took a bite of or scampered across can risk you having salmonella. So I ask again, Jake, why? And yes, for you southern Jakes that like to hunt, squirrels are unclean as well. Leviticus 11:9. These shall ye eat that are in the waters. Whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Let's take the crab, for example. The crab has multiple pairs of legs, an exoskeleton, and it eats the waste in the ocean. In fact, if it doesn't have both fins and scales, it's basically part of the ocean's cleanup crew, for lack of a better word. So that means not only crab, shrimp, and lobster, but catfish, mussels, eels, sharks, sturgeons, and swordfish. All of that is unclean. Tell me, what is appealing about eating a shark, dude? Just what? Because you see the heathens do it? The people who eat all of this are the reasons why the ocean is so dirty. Because you're eating all of the cleanup crew. Now, there's this news article from CNN that was from months ago. An elderly couple has died after eating poisonous pufferfish in Malaysia, prompting an appeal from their daughter for stronger laws to prevent others from suffering the same fate. The husband and wife, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce those names, both in their early 80s, unknowingly purchased at least 2 pufferfish from an online vendor on March 25th, according to the authorities. The same day, the wife fried the fish and began to experience breathing difficulties and shivers, authorities said. An hour after eating the meal, her husband also started showing similar symptoms. The couple was rushed to the hospital and admitted to the intensive care unit, and Lim was pronounced dead at 7 p.m. Her husband fell into a coma for 8 days, but his condition worsened and he died on Sunday morning, said the couple's daughter. The daughter demanded accountability for her parents' death and for stronger laws in Malaysia, where at least 30 species of pufferfish are commonly found in the surrounding waters. Do you see why now the father said you can't just eat anything that came out of the sea? In addition, most of what can be found in the air is also unlawful. The eagle, the owl, the bat, the vulture, which is again a scavenger. And I believe the duck can be included in this because it is in the same family as swans and geese. And of course, any creature that travels on its paws, that much is common sense. Don't eat the dog, don't eat the cat, don't eat the wolf, don't eat the bear. And this is the last point for this video. Genesis 1:29. And Yahawah said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. Even out of the plant life, if you can help it, you should only be eating plant life that has seeds. So even things like seaweed and kelp I wouldn't eat. And mushrooms, I'd even say mushrooms are a bit questionable, honestly. Because even the mushroom it's not a seed-bearing plant. Now, there may be a part 2 to this one in the future, but these are the basic guidelines of what you should and should not eat if you are within the Israelite nation. And with that, I bid you shalom, and I hope you have a blessed day.